Okay, although I'm not fully prepared, the time that the game restarted again was 8:08. Could have been 9:08. Could have been 7:08. Different time zones, different places, different things happened. When the game stopped, the score was 28-6. Time heaven of man. 2 and 8 is 10. 2 and 6 is 8. 8 and 6 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 2, 5, and 8 is the center connection. Time stopped on one side of the world. They did something. Something happened. The score, 31 AC, 34 DC. AC DC, and the lights went out on this project like they didn't want to give it away, like the 34th president presenting in a face value is John F. Kennedy, where the 43rd president in a face value is Barack Obama. B&O, blackout, black man. Sorry, black man, white man, what's the difference? We got to differentiate, don't we? Somehow, at some point. Don't take it to heart. So we had AC-DC. Now AC and DC, reverse it, 31 and 13. It becomes 44, Barack Obama. 34, DC and AC, 13 is 47, the 47 Superbowl. 34 and 13, 47. 4 by 7 is 28, the number when the lights went out. 4 by 7 is 28, 28 days within a year. This time, this year, time was expanded between the 29th of February and the 29th of February, which doesn't come, it's the 28th, but it got expanded anyways. The time went out. 34, 13 is 47. 43, 13 is 56. But 34, 31 is 65. 65 and 56, 121, the equivalent of 1111. AD, or DA, or DAAD, is add-a-dad, 41, 14. 41, because I got 4 to your 1 in the 1 position. But in the 2 position, I've got 3 to your 3. So my 1 beats your 2, and your 2 ties my 1. That means I'm the winner. Like when you play cards, you sometimes can't figure it out. It's because of that. They're looking at the scenarios of not the teams, but what the numbers, the design, the points, where the dots and lines were put together. How come they work? Because if they didn't work, there wouldn't be a winner. Every designed win for some reason in any sport is always designed according to the universe, according to how everything was made in global, then brought down to the smallest. That way you can bend it all around. But when you bend, you're only bending between A and B, between 0 and 1, between 1 and 2. Everything else is in between, bent between. So now we have 34 and 13. Or 34 and 31 is 65. Now, if we add the 31 again, it was making 96. But if we add the 34 again, it would make 99. 34, okay, listen. 34, 31, 34, 99. That's Jupiter. That's the winning team because it's mentioned first and it's mentioned last. But the loser, well, it's not always the final one because who is the winner? Listen to this. Baltimore won over San Francisco. You're not going to say San Francisco lost to Baltimore. Now, which one is first and second? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It is on the fence. Because when you have AC/DC, the A stands for H and R, which is the hair, which is the rabbit, which is the hearing. They're listening to something. I know they're listening to something. Maybe because I'm cocksure there's something going on, just like many of you are out there who are so damn sure there's something going on. What is it? We all know the hydro and the sewage, the electricity, actually that ties all together, the satellite systems, the communication. We know that's the most important. The least important is what doesn't move. Where's the earth? Oh, it's there. Don't worry about it. Where are the lambs? They're there. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? They have to worry about everything on the outside. They're building something. It's a game, and if you don't build the game, you know. You ever hear the song "Lights Went Out in Georgia"? There was another thing, George, the numbers again of the football game, 28-6, and then they scored 6 more, but the other team scored 25 more, 7-6. It's almost like they predicted this whole game. 2 and 8 is 10 is 1. 1 plus was it 13? I must have made a mistake. 28-6 I said the first time. I think it was 28-13. Now I have a whole new scenario. I'm going to stop again because I worked it out on 6 also. Anyways, on 13, okay, that means they hit the 13th president and the 31st president. And 13 more presidents from the 31st president becomes the 44th president, which is now. So 31st president is Herbert Hoover, which is 88, H and H, which is the 44 of Barack Obama times 2 is 88. I can't tell you the answer. I can't tell you. The Archer, something to do with a DAC. What's a DAC? What is that? ACDC, the 3 letters that are out there is DAC. The 2 letters that are removed are the people who can cancel this DAC, is you and me, the letter P. P sounds with E. DAC with P and E is peace. P-E-A-C-E. So add C, add creation. They're adding a network of systems. When they say the power is going to go out, I think it's true that the power really is going to go out. This Super Bowl was just a test. Because in order for this to work out, whatever they're putting together must come together. I mean, I just want to tell you, just to explain to you our system, okay? It was Super Bowl 47, 13-43, okay? Even though the score was 34-13, okay? 34 and 13 for the excuse me, 34 and 31. Slow me down. The letter D, the letter L, the letter M, the letter X, the letter V, the 2 I's, the pillars of I's. Do you know you can never have more than 3 pillars of I's on the right and 1 on the left? Roman numerals, my friends. They are far more way advanced and own many letters of the English language inside the Roman numerals, along with Greek owning any part of the English language to start with. But it's funny that in French, au revoir to say goodbye, and au reservoir means a holding tank for water. They both sound, one with an AU for O, one with EAU for O. They both sound like water, but unless you know what they're talking about, you couldn't tell which O it was. There's just so many things like that. Then there's DKD, okay, which DKD is where when you go D-A-A-D, dad, okay? When you say dad, and the minute you put that together and look at it, the A's become pillars. They're next to each other, okay? They stand next to each other, regardless how you make them, okay? And 1 and 1 together is a K. Now take the K, flip it upside down. You have 2 legs on it and a point. Once you have an A on each side, now you connect all 3 points, almost like connecting the guide stones of some sort. You want to know, I don't have it on me, but we're connecting. This world, 4 corners, 2 in the center. 1 going out in the back, 1 going out in the front. Imagine there was nothing else. Let me see if I can do this. Here, what do you want to do? We got 6 heads on here, but we have 1 head here that you don't see where my finger is. That's what's holding the whole thing up. Now you got 7 heads. This would be more or less the in and out of the clover. You have 7 heads. You got to bring the power in, and you can all turn around this head here. You just can't move up and down, and these turn here. That's all 7 heads. I'm trying to. I had something I wanted to show you, but I guess it's gone. Imagine if you had 2 of these, 1 this way and 1 the other way. So it would make up 2 in the center here. See, this one's flat. It would make up another point to hook it here. So the center would go in here and go out here, and then these 2 and these 2. That would make 6. The other one I showed you would have made 7. Almost like showing you these armies signs. You see the 1 here and the V? This is an M. This is a W. You put them on top, you have a little house you go through. Space. 10, 20, 30, the house. Turn this ball sideways. Now you're inside this house. Here is another side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You put in your piping, your whatever you want, whichever way you want it. Okay, your electrical wires. Then you end up with your snake, your wolf, or whatever else you're connecting in there. It's I don't even know what I can. Hold on a second. So, you know when they say the heads of the wolves, what was it again? The snakes, the wolves, I don't remember what it is. But it's the tentacles, it's the arms. They all move. Somehow, everything is able to move into the mist of the air. Don't ask me how they do it. They're doing it. Okay? That's why we now have to think on a different level. They can now move the mist of the air. The energies would entwine themselves that would look like they're alive in a way when they're only alive through the Creator. And you take out just the one element and everything goes puff because it runs just about everything, although there's backups for sure. Piano, piñata, the safe ticket. Also, the other thing I wanted to show on here is, you see this? When you look at the hat that the jacks wear or the kings wear, the jacks have these signs in it, these 3 valleys. Water here, water here, water here. And it turns all the way around. We're in this sphere of some. So anyways, Raphael 7286. We can also look at it this way. 2, 4, 6, 1 in the center, 7. 2, 4, 6, 1 in the center, 7. And then they're running up and down here through these tails into multiple worlds that we're in. Here's the smiley fish. And here's your eye. Look inside of here. You see this piece inside of here? Try and figure out what's missing. This piece here and this piece here makes it a mug and doved. The other part that goes along with that is this piece over here. See the 8s? All the 8s hook up. How many would hook up to each? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 places to hook up, an in and an out. 13 and 14 on how many sides. Where was I bringing you with this? I'm not quite sure. Raphael 7286. Thank you. Oh, but the last thing. Oh my God, I almost forgot. Do you see this? Take a good look at it. This, okay, can either come from Bugs Bunny or it's the bottom of the nylon stocking from a dancing woman, or a boot. She has a boot and she's ready to kick this little thing over here. Now, who's the island? Who owns the island of the boot? Is it a dragon's head from upside down? I'm not going to spill it over right now, but it's also the letter J. It's a letter Jack. Now, if I do spin it upside down, okay, you see the way it's the dragon? Here's his wing, here's his head, and he's ready to blow this place. So everybody doesn't like this. What is this over here? If this is anything to do with zoology, I'm telling you one thing. If that's New Zealand, I want to know what's there, because I know there's something there in the Baltic. And for some reason, everybody's wanting to get this. What is it? Is it no good for both sides? What is it? What is it? It's the one that keeps the game going. They're after all of us right now. I know there's something going on, my friends. This is February 6th. There's 8 days to Valentine's Day. I think it's going to be a rough ride. And if not, it'll be the next 8 days, and the next 8 days, and the next 8 days. Oh, how old am I? 99. Must have missed all them 8 days. But everybody knows, don't get caught in a maze if something happens in any of the 8 days. Because I'll be saying 8 days until October 2014. And after that, I'll sort of be, by that time, before that even happens, I'll be schooling myself on something new. But still in the same realm, the trust, the truth of the knowledge of. Thank you very much for letting me have some.